Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Ever wondered how a classic fairy tale could be twisted into something, well, profoundly unsettling, yet also illuminating?
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're tearing open Anne Rice's Sleeping Beauty trilogy, written under the name A.N. Roquelaure.
That's right.
And let me just say, this is definitely not the story you heard growing up. We're
Yeah.
getting into something provocative, surreal, and surprisingly insightful.
Precisely. I mean, what you're about to experience here is this deeply sensual, mythic, it's an emotionally charged journey. It
Right.
really explores submission, power, self-discovery, transformation. It's an utterly gripping read. Stays with you.
It really does. So our mission for this deep dive is to kind of unravel how Rice just completely redefines a classic. We'll pull out some surprising facts, some profound insights into, the human condition, and makes you rethink quite a bit. Okay, let's really get into this. So the story, it starts like the one we know, right?
Okay.
Princess Beauty, under a spell, untouched by time.
Mm-hmm.
But when that prince finally enters her chamber, the awakening she gets is radically different. Violently different, almost.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not the gentle, romantic kiss we expect, is
No,
it?
not at all. Rice just shatters that expectation immediately. He claims her physically, completely,
Wow.
asserting his dominance right from that first moment. And this forceful awakening, it isn't just a plot point. It feels like the author deliberately signaling, forget everything you thought you knew.
Yeah, it's a really jarring shift.
Yeah.
So, okay, she's claimed. How does Rice depict her immersion into this new reality?
Yeah.
What are the rules, the customs of this kingdom she's suddenly thrown into?
Right.
Because she's not exactly given a royal welcome, right?
Far from it, no. She's immediately stripped of her old world, her familiar world, offered not as a guest, but as, well, a tribute.
A tribute.
Yeah, pleasure slave. She's collared, expected to submit entirely to the ruling court. And this is crucial. In this kingdom, the sons and daughters of nobility are, like, meticulously trained in what they call the art of submission.
The art of submission. Okay, that sounds less like just brute force and more like a cultivated discipline.
It is, yeah. Obedience, silence, discipline, physical service, these are demanded. Rice throws beauty into this world of precise rituals, public humiliation, intense erotic training. But these aren't just there for shock value, They feel like deliberate tools Rice is using to explore this really profound psychological process, like how external control can paradoxically dismantle the ego.
Right.
And reveal this unforeseen inner landscape of desire, of self-awareness. Every act, whether it's punishment or pleasure, it's framed as a lesson, meant to break resistance and awaken something, well, deeper within.
Okay, so you can just imagine Beauty's initial reaction. Horror, right? Her royal pride must resist this complete assault on her dignity.
Definitely.
But it's this next phase where it gets really interesting, isn't it? That horror
Well-
slowly gives way to something else. A shift that's disturbing but also compelling.
Exactly. The first book, The Claiming of Sleeping Beauty, is really all about that. The initial shock and then her slow, sort of unsettling transformation.
Right.
She's trained at the royal palace. She encounters others who've been through similar initiations, like Prince Alexei. His presence is quite haunting, hints at this long history of service. And it's here that Beauty starts to grasp this profound, almost spiritual idea of power within surrender. It's not presented as being weak, but about actively choosing to let go of control.
Choosing. Right.
Which, for Rice, ironically becomes its own kind of potent self-possession. It's a really fascinating twist.
So this first phase, it completely shifts her perception. Right. But her journey's not over. Not by a long shot. There's a dramatic twist, right?
Yes.
Rebellious act lands her in Beauty's punishment.
Yes.
A place of even more intense public discipline. She's displayed in the town square, her body available for public training by villagers, nobles. What's the point of this escalation? It sounds brutal.
It is. And what's fascinating here is the paradox. Her shame deepens, absolutely, but so does her insight. This rural outpost, this place for disobedient slaves, it becomes a kind of crucible for her.
A crucible.
And it's where Beauty meets Prince Tristan. He's a fellow slave, but he has this quiet strength, this very introspective soul.
Ah, Tristan.
Yeah. And through his eyes, we start to see this whole world of submission through completely different lens. One where surrender isn't framed as weakness, but maybe as a path to a deeper, almost radical kind of truth.
And even though they can't touch or speak freely, their emotional bond grows stronger.
Yeah.
In silence, through glances, shared punishment.
Exactly. It's quite remarkable given the environment.
Yeah.
It's this powerful connection that kind of transcends their immediate circumstances. And the second book, it really broadens the cast too.
Okay, who else do we meet?
We meet figures like Lady Juliana. She's strict, elegant, finds this sort of cruel beauty in discipline. And Lord Gregory, who's harsh, commanding, he trains Tristan with a really ruthless hand. By this point, the trilogy has fully leaned into its mythic tone.
Mythic. How so?
Well, the kingdom isn't just a setting for explicit training anymore. It evolves into this symbolic world where power dynamics are explored in their kind of purest forms. Every act of control or surrender carries these deep emotional consequences. It's less about realism and more about the underlying psychology.
Okay, that makes sense. Then the final book, Beauty's Release, takes another dramatic turn. Kidnapped by pirates.
Yep. Beauty and a select group of slaves are kidnapped, taken across the sea to a foreign land. They arrive at the Sultan's palace.
And this new culture, its approach to sensual discipline is different again. It sounds even more elaborate, more psychologically intense.
Indeed it is. This third world, the Sultan's palace, it's more decadent, maybe more mysterious. Beauty encounters Princess Inanna there.
Inanna.
Yeah, a really powerful woman who trains both male and female slaves with this almost religious kind of devotion. And crucially, this is where Beauty meets Prince Laurent.
Laurent. Another key figure.
Definitely. He's another captured noble, fiercely proud, emotionally quite closed off, but undeniably captivating. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Laurent's arc actually becomes really central in this last book.
More central than Beauty's.
In some ways, yeah. His resistance, his moments of rebellion, and then his eventual willing submission. His whole journey reveals that inner conflict between dominance and desire, perhaps even more starkly than Beauty's at this point.
Interesting. So by the time she's at the Sultan's palace, Beauty herself, she's not just enduring anymore, is she? Her capacity for obedience seems to mature into this active awareness of choice.
Exactly. This third book really crystallizes Rice's boldest idea, I think.
Which is?
That her submission isn't just forced surrender anymore. It's presented as a conscious, almost empowered act. It's here the trilogy suggests that, true self-determination can emerge not just from defiance, but from a profound understanding of one's own desires, even within these really restrictive structures.
I like that statement.
It is. And the Sultan's palace is definitely a crucible. It pushes every character to their absolute psychological limits. You can imagine the pressure.
Yeah.
Rice depicts these intricate, almost theatrical rituals of restraint, elaborate displays of servitude, but also moments of deep silence and reflection. Laurent, too, he's publicly humiliated, gradually stripped of his defiance, and it raises these really important questions.
Like what?
Well, fundamentally, is there freedom in surrender? Can love, as Beauty comes to understand it, actually exist within these structures of power and, frankly, intense control?
Wow. So ultimately, Beauty, Laurent, and Tristan, they get a chance to go home.
They do. They're offered the chance to return. But it's clear their inner journeys are far from over.
And what's fascinating is how Beauty chooses her path now. It's this incredible clarity, isn't it? Not compulsion.
Exactly. It's a powerful moment of agency for her. What began as this imposed submission has genuinely transformed into a kind of sovereignty of self.
Sovereignty of self through submission.
It's an ironic path, absolutely. A path to self-mastery where understanding her own desires, even the darker ones, leads to this unexpected form of personal freedom.
So, okay, let's zoom out. Beyond the explicit eroticism, what's the core takeaway here? Because this trilogy really does make you think about the mind, the will, the deeper layers of human emotion.
Absolutely. I think Anne Rice uses eroticism deliberately. It's not the end goal itself, or it's a tool to explore psychological depth, to challenge societal norms, and to ask some really difficult questions about identity and desire. What is freedom? Is it just doing whatever we please? Or is it maybe about choosing what we give, even choosing submission? And what is love? Is it always gentle? Or can it also exist in pain, in longing, in silence, in these really unexpected forms of connection? These are the kinds of questions the series just forces you to confront.
Yeah, it definitely forces you. This trilogy is, well, it's raw, it's poetic, and often deeply uncomfortable. But if you're open to it, there's a profound beauty there, isn't there? A beauty in the self-discovery, maybe, in the emotional truth, in the courage it takes to yield, and maybe the even greater courage it takes to know when not to.
Well said. I mean, this deep dive into the Sleeping Beauty trilogy, it's certainly not for everyone. Let's be clear about that.
I agree.
But for those who are willing to explore its depths, it offers a truly unique literary experience, one that's daring, intense, and, utterly unforgettable.
So as you reflect on Beauty's really radical journey, maybe ask yourself, where do your lines of freedom and surrender actually lie? How might our own definitions of love, of power be challenged, or maybe even expanded by stories like this, stories that dare to push us right to the absolute edge?
Mm-hmm. A lot to think about.
Definitely. Keep turning the pages and keep questioning.